Welcome back to the channel, everybody. I am Mick Alfany. We have a lot of potent news today about XRP. They've been doing a lot of things, XRP related companies. We have some potent information about XLM. All right. We're going to begin right here. By the way, if you enjoy this content, please click that like button. I would greatly appreciate that. And if you haven't subscribed, a lot of people aren't subscribed. They just watch the videos. Please subscribe to the channel. Man, let's get this channel up to 100,000 subscribers. I think we do a good enough job here. Tell your friends to subscribe, your mother to subscribe, your father to subscribe. Tell everybody, come subscribe to Alphaneem's channel. I would greatly appreciate that. Let's begin here with this article. It's titled Ripple Major Partner SBI teams up with the second largest global company. It says, crypto blogger Colin Wu has reported that Japanese financial giant SBI Holdings, also a major partner of Ripple Labs in Japan, announced its plans to begin cooperating with the world's second largest company by market capitalization, Saudi Aramco, which we already know that XRP has a lot of deep connections in the MENA region. We've spoken about it quite a few times. So this is just everything coming together a little bit more, ties growing to be a little bit tighter, connections growing to be a little bit tighter. It says Aramco is also known as the Saudi Arabian Oil Group. Uh-oh, that's big money. Remember, I was talking about this maybe about a year ago. I made quite a few videos about it, but I was talking about the tokenization of other commodities, not just gold, silver, but oil, wheat. We already had a country attempt the tokenization of oil, right? Something to think about in the future. That is a lot of value to be unlocked. And they need traceability on oil as well, because a lot of oil, well, maybe a lot of you are not involved in the oil industry, but there's a lot of oil that gets stolen. You think they want to lose that money? No, we can solve that problem. We'll see how this goes. It says their plan is to set up a new company and promote digital assets and startups dealing with them in Saudi Arabia. It says recently SBI made an announcement about signing an agreement with Saudi Aramco to begin collaborating in the near future. They intend to build factories for producing semiconductors. Uh-oh, this is huge. So they're already talking about oil, right? Well, they're an oil company. And then they're talking about semiconductors, which has been all the rage between who? The United States and China. So we could have a major player if they grow this, and I'm pretty sure they will. They have major capital. If they grow this could be major. Look into the semiconductor industry and how important that is. You heard it here first, folks. I'm telling you, semiconductor, we've been talking about this. First, United States pulled their top scientists out of China from working on semiconductors because that was major for China, you know, and they have a lot of conflict between these two nations. Then China said, oh, no, then United States started building their own, like pushing to exponentially increase their own production of semiconductors. This is why is that a piece on the chessboard? Because there's huge money involved. It says another subject of their agreement is digital assets. Look at how that comes after all of that, because there's so much huge money about to flood into crypto. People have no idea. It says they plan to invest in the sphere of digital assets, as well as discover and provide support to Japanese crypto startups, which would like to expand their business activities into Saudi Arabia through, quote, SBI Middle East. Let's move on to another potent article here. So now this article here is titled Google Bard predicts XRP's price after Bitcoin halving. It says, according to Google Bard, predicting where XRP's price might go after the next Bitcoin halving is difficult. However, drawing on historical trends and current market conditions, oh, it gets good. Just hold on. The chatbot presented some possible scenarios. Bard suggested XRP could see a more substantial uptick for every 100% increase in Bitcoin's value. Remember, never forget, XRP is unleashed. We have regulatory clarity. That's going to come in handy in the future, I promise you. It says the AI chatbot asserted that XRP would potentially hit $38 once Bitcoin clinches the $100,000 price target. Of course, is not a guarantee. This is just what artificial intelligence thinks. There's no guarantees in anything, but I would love that. I like this prediction. All right. This prediction implies a remarkable 5,733% surge from its current price of 66 cents. In a more bullish, they have another prediction. In a more bullish projection, Bard emphasized that XRP could soar to $46.50 should Bitcoin reach the $200,000 price target. Now, moving on to a little bit of Stellar news, because I want to get to this one here. So this is from a document that is on the stellar.org's website. And it's from back in March, but there's little things that are in here that we need to examine. That's very, very important. This is about the White House interactions, which they've had multiple this year. Let's make that clear. Stellar has been hand in hand with the White House. Now, I want to read this little part of this letter that they sent to the White House because it tells you what they're up to. They are secretly trying to march to the throne. They are secretly trying to set up some kind of partnerships where they can run infrastructures. And I'm not saying they'll dominate everything. I'm not saying that, but they want to ensure that they get a piece of running certain infrastructures for tokenization within the United States, I believe, just my humble opinion, for the digital dollar, possibly. If that comes to fruition, and I believe that it will, Stellar wants their name in the hat and at the top of the heap. Listen to this, okay? Let's read this little tidbit here. It's 2 paragraphs, so stick with me. It says, while we understand that the U.S. government has not yet made a decision about whether to pursue its own CBDC, we know, so already from that sentence, you know they're about to try to convince them of something. Just wait for it. We know that several other U.S. allies are moving forward with CBDC development and that other stablecoins remain in wide circulation. So what they're telling the U.S. is, hey, don't get left behind. Let's keep going. There, too, interoperability remains functionally important for consumers and potentially strategically important for the U.S. Moreover, Washington should take on a leadership role in setting global standards on interoperability and encourage the development of CBDC standards that allow for these currencies to interact with one another, which they still haven't resolved as of yet, regardless of underlying systems or protocol. Likewise, the Board of Governors of the Federal Reserve System has also noted the value of interoperability in some of its recent reports. Now, we had to get through that first paragraph because it was very important to lay the groundwork for what they're about to say. Make no mistake about it, Stellar is hungry. Now, where it goes, I don't know. How high they go, I don't know. I just know they have the eye of the tiger. I love what they're doing right now, period. It says this, the Stellar network itself, remember, they're talking to the White House. We'll get there in a second. The Stellar network itself is designed with interoperability in mind. So they're talking to the White House about their CBDC and they're telling them they need interoperability. They need all of these things. And then only to say, and I told you this, even though they're nonprofit, Stellar is there to build what? The Stellar network. They're there to promote Stellar network. What moves the Stellar network? XLM. They want them to use it. They want the banks to use XLM. They want the government to use XLM. They're just sneaky about it. But let's keep going. Let's keep going. Click that like button if you're enjoying the content, please. It says here, the Stellar network itself is designed for interoperability, which means they're telling them we can solve your interoperability problem. As an open interoperable payments platform, Stellar has robust documentation. Now, some paperwork came out lately, and what was it? It was related to Swift. And what are they talking about? They're talking about electronic bills of lading, now digitizing bills of lading, talk about documentation. This is something Stellar is telling the White House, hey, we can solve that. Interesting. Software tools and a developer community that support quick integration with and connection to the network, which is telling them, hey, we have to run a system where, a multitude of companies have to connect. We can do that. Sort of like FedNow. FedNow was just a testing ground, which failed, by the way, and is failing, by the way. But it's just like a test run. But they're saying if we have to run something like that, we definitely can assist you, right? The core protocol is the core protocol. What's that? On Stellar, what's that? What's the core protocol? Is complemented by ecosystem proposals, SEPs, that facilitate interoperability between financial entities. They don't discriminate here, folks. They're talking about all financial entities. They just referenced the Fed. You think that was a mistake? That was a flex to say, hey, we've spoken to the Fed. We know they've spoken to the Fed. Just like Algorand has. They're just a little bit more open about it. Algorand, Maiden Labs, we know Ripple. These top bank coin companies have these ties. So they're talking about central banks they can connect. We know that. Commercial banks they can connect. The private banks who issue debt also, don't ever forget that. They can connect. Stellar saying we can connect everybody. So we're just going to say financial entities because we know you know what we're talking about. Let's keep going. It's getting intense now. It says between financial entities connected to blockchain infrastructure and the traditional banking system. And I told people Stellar wants the big money. They want the banks. They're fired up. They're just real secretive and quiet, but they have everybody fooled. We want to bank the unbanked and we want to bank the underbanked. Sure, that sounds good. And yeah, they definitely can do that. And they're definitely trying to do that. They're trying to honor their word. But make no mistake about it, just like Ripple, just like Quant, Stellar is after the big money. They're just not as loud as everybody else. Let's keep going because they don't mention the unbanked here, do they? No, they don't mention the underbanked here, do they? No, they said between financial entities. Haven't I been saying that all along? How they went after the United Nations, how they went after MoneyGram, how they went after Franklin Templeton, how they went after Wisdom Tree. They can fool a lot of people. Can't fool me. I'm on it. I'm on them. Let's keep going. I mean, man, it says between financial entities connected to blockchain infrastructure and the traditional banking system through these SEPs, the Stellar ecosystem is unique in focusing on connections between traditional financial markets and decentralized finance. People have no idea how big Stellar is going to be in the future. And listen, I don't have a crystal ball. Make up your own mind about price predictions and things like that. It's not financial advice, but I'm telling you, this company here, if they can actualize on what they're doing, holy smokes, watch out. Let's keep going. It says, example, SDF and his partner MoneyGram International, which they purchased a minority stake in MoneyGram. So let's be clear about that. MoneyGram and Stellar are one. If you own a piece of something, you are pretty much congealed. Simple as that. It don't matter how big or how little, you want them to win because now you have a stake in the matter. So there's that. It says here, a first of its MoneyGram International in 2022 announced MoneyGram Access, a first of its kind global on and off ramp, blah, blah, blah. They're using it as an example to say, look what we can do. And this was back in March. This is before Franklin Templeton. This is before Wisdom Tree. Yeah, they're not seeing what's coming. They're not seeing it. With the launch of this program, don't worry, we have more XRP chapters coming next. Just those little dashes in the video or articles, chapters, click them. You can go to the next one if you're not a Stellar enthusiast. It says here, with the launch of this program, digital wallet users can now move seamlessly from cash. That I don't care about. Let's skip that. It says, conversely, the lack of interoperability, which we know they still have a lack of interoperability now. We know this. It says can cause serious problems both within and outside the digital asset context. Outside the context of digital assets, systems and software that cannot interoperate often cause costly outages. Oh, isn't that interesting? The foresight of Stellar. Because there's been a massive amount of outages as of the last month. Think not, do a Google search. Google it. Interesting. And we can solve that problem. It says here, cause costly outages and malfunctions. Haven't we seen a massive amount of malfunctions, especially with the banks where people are losing massive amounts of capital, just poof, just don't know where it went. Allegedly, this is what they claim, right? Even one gentleman losing $200,000. And we're hearing about an elderly lady who lost $13,000. And now they're even asking for overage fees from money that she did not remove herself. The banking system is bleeding. Stellar saying we have the solution. I can keep going on and on with this, but This article, not article, this is a letter. Let's be clear. It says, within the universe of digital assets, too, when large-scale digital asset systems are not interoperable, it can cause considerable inefficiency. Listen, we'll come back to this in another video because I want to get on to these other articles. There's much more to dive into with this letter. We'll be back another time with this, okay? Maybe tomorrow we'll do a little bit more. Let's keep going here. So a little bit more XRP news because things are popping off right now. It's looking really, really good. This article is titled, Ripple not looking to exit the U.S. We already knew that. When they said in the summer, we're going to go after the commercial banks, I knew they weren't going to leave. And we're winning on every front. We're winning against the SEC, who's been an embarrassment to regulators. But let's keep going. It says, Ripple is poised to continue operating in the United States as the blockchain company opens its new corporate headquarters in San Francisco. Yeah, there's no way in the world at all that we were ever going to leave. I say we like I'm a part of Ripple. I'm not a part of Ripple, but you get what I'm saying. Like Ripple, XRP community, XRP enthusiasts, they're pretty much a part of the XRP community. Might as well be. But there's no way we're leaving trillions on the table. No, we're going to take those trillions. Just my humble opinion, not financial advice. I don't have a crystal ball. We're going to take those trillions. We're going to skyrocket XRP's price. We're going to win. No matter what comes, we're going to move forward, continue to dominate, and we're going to win. There is nothing we can't do as long as we stay focused, as long as we have the eye of the tiger, we stay hungry. Yeah, I'm saying eye of the tiger. I'm from that generation. As long as we stay hungry, we stay intelligent, we stay on our toes, we innovate and stay ahead of the opposition, we are going to win. Let's keep going here, man. People don't get that, you know. You got to go through a lot of tough stuff in life to develop that mentality. A lot of practices, a lot of wins, a lot of losses, hard times, sweating, blood, tears. You got to keep pushing through. A lot of people haven't been through that. Haven't been through the rough times. I've definitely been through them. The companies have been through them. People in the bear market who stayed in here, stuck it out, didn't run away. We've been through it. We know how to trudge through the fire and get to the victory. I'm a fighter. I'm going to fight. Ripple's fighting. XRP has been fighting. XRP community has been fighting. Sometimes they fight each other. They probably shouldn't, but they're tough. We're tough. We're going to win. Yeah, but let's keep going here. Crypto payments company Ripple has finally opened its new corporate headquarters in San Francisco. The development was shared yesterday in a tweet by David Schwartz. Shout out to David Schwartz. I respect you, buddy. I appreciate everything that you do. Ripple's chief technology officer. Interestingly, Schwartz attached some beautiful photos to the tweet showing the new look of Ripple's new San Francisco headquarters. I don't care what it looks like. I need people to get in that. You don't want me to be in charge, but I'm gonna tell you what, you do want me to be in charge. Like if I were in charge of a company, because we're going to win. We're going to close the big deals. We're going to win. I'm all about business. I'm all about making money. But I don't care if it's pretty or not. It could be grimy and ugly. We need to get in there. We need to hit the ground running. We need to start taking some phone calls, making more connections, pushing the XRP agenda, pushing the XRPL agenda, letting the world know, letting the United States know we're the best of the best. That's what I need to come out of that office. I don't need to see any pictures unless it's people on the phone taking meetings. Not here to play games. We're here to make money. Not here to make friends. CM Punk. You know that CM Punk meme that's going around when he's side-eyeing? He's like, I'm not here to make friends. I'm here to make money. 100%. We don't have any time to lose. We don't know what's coming tomorrow. Get on that phone. I need people making phone calls. I need meetings to be set up. And I know that's what Ripple is doing. Monica Long and Brad Garlinghouse. These are winners. People of my kind that are in the business mind state that say, oh, we know what it is to build. Now that we're at the top, we're not going to dull our shine. We're going to shine some more. We're going to bring some more banks in. Every time Ripple gets quiet is only because they have to take so many meetings that they don't have a whole lot to put out. They don't have a whole lot of time to talk. I want them to not talk. Oh, that sounds crazy, Mick. Why do you want them to not talk? Because I know when they're not talking, I know they're taking phone calls. I know they're setting up meetings. I know they're in their calendar typing away, putting names and numbers in there. Oh, they got to fly across the world to take a meeting in person. Why in person? They could do it digitally. Nope, because sometimes you got to be in person to see a person eye to eye when you're going to do multi-million-dollar deals. We need to shake hands, flesh on flesh, to let you know this is serious. I mean business. They're doing that. And after a while, they're a little bit quiet. And then they come out and boom, 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 boom. They just start dropping news. That's the XRP I like. That's the Ripple that I like. That's the Volante that I like. Yeah. Well, this is good. This is very, very good. Very good. Let's move here. Let's move here, man. So we're going to skip that article here. I have another article about XRP may reach new highs by the end of the year. Let's skip that one. We're going to go here. This article here is titled Blackrock's Bitcoin ETF now invites participation from Wall Street banks. What? Let's read this little tidbit here and find out. It says a change to the structure of proposed spot Bitcoin ETFs would enable authorized participants to create new shares in the fund with cash rather than only with cryptocurrency, essentially opening the door to banks who cannot hold crypto directly. Now you hear that? Let me say that again. This is why, like I said, they let it be known months ago that they could not use XRP just yet until everything is completely clear. They're talking about they need the case to be completely over before they go all in with XRP in the United States, that is. They made that clear. And I've been saying that. I showed the screenshot. Some people didn't see that video. Maybe they can't find it anymore. I don't know. It's still there. But now they reiterate to you. So just keep this in mind. A lot of people who didn't understand before, look at what they say. Essentially opening the door to banks who cannot hold crypto directly. Why can't they hold crypto directly right now? But they're letting you know they can't. This is why the bank coins haven't been able to fully realize their potential as of yet. That's why. But that barricade will be removed. What people need to ask themselves is, if you like this little teeny tiny puny price actions we've been seeing, which have been fun when it's green. It's been fun, no doubt about it. But it's puny, it's tiny. It's not what we're here for. I'm here for life-changing generational wealth gains. The fun game, the fun gains, right? But if you're here for that, then you have to wait until that barricade is removed. Now ask yourself, if you like what's been going on now, what's it going to be like? How much more will you like it when the barricade is removed and the flood comes in, the tsunami comes in? Because that time isn't yet. We haven't gotten there yet, but we will. It's rapidly coming. I think that's one of the reasons why Ripple opened up that new offices and letting people know, hey, we're here to stay in the United States. There's a reason for that. But this is good also. This is sort of like what Quant does to make sure that all institutions can use QNT and use Quant, because they can put their cash in, their money in, and it will be converted into QNT in the system by Quant Network itself. So this is a little bit similar to that. This is very, very good. That's a lot more capital that will be coming in. This is why it's a good thing that the Bitcoin ETF is in play, right? Or it's about to be in play, however you want to phrase that. It says a change to the mechanics of BlackRock's proposed spot Bitcoin ETF opens the door for Wall Street banks, which face restrictions holding cryptocurrencies, to play a key role. BlackRock recently made it so authorized participants, a vital part of the ETF ecosystem, will be able to create new fund shares with cash rather than only with cryptocurrency, as highly regulated U.S. banks are unable to hold Bitcoin themselves. That they're unable to hold crypto itself, right? Okay, this setup would enable the likes of JP Morgan or Goldman Sachs firms with some of the largest balance sheets in the world to act as APs to BlackRock's ETF. Let's scroll down here. This also opens the gate for anything else that might get an ETF. We've heard about Ethereum ETFs. We heard about possible Solana ETFs. A lot of the top coins will have ETFs. So that means that even with the barricades that are up right now, which I believe they will be removed pretty soon, within the next year or two, as far as banks directly being able to hold crypto, even with that, now with this, that capital can still potentially flood in. This is great. The cash APs used in the process can then be exchanged into Bitcoin by an intermediary and warehoused by the ETF's custody provider, as per a memo filing relating to a November 28th meeting involving the U.S. Securities Exchange Commission, Blackrock, and NASDAQ. This is a very, very good development, in my humble opinion. So now, let's move on here. I want to cover this a little bit because when I think about this next article, because when I think about blockchain gaming, I think about Algorand. I think about Hedera, and I believe Solana. Doesn't Solana have some gaming, some gaming offerings on it? But I primarily think about Algorand. So this article here is titled "Blockchain Gaming in North America is projected to reach $600 billion by 2030." This is coming from some report. It says the current market is growing at a 21.8% CAGR, according to a report from Fortune researchers. So there you have it. It says the global blockchain gaming market will grow by an estimated $614 billion over the next 7 years, according to an analysis from Fortune Business Insights released on December the 11th. The market currently accounts for an estimated $154 billion in spending. The report analyzed global sales data for blockchain game products from 2017 to 2021, which means what? Any of these blockchains that specialize in blockchain gaming, they are looking at a huge flow of capital coming into them by 2030. It probably won't take that long, to be quite honest. But this is very, very good. And I believe that Algorand will be one of the dominant forces when it comes to this. I think Hedera is going to be pretty balanced overall in every possible way. Tokenization, gaming, CBDCs, a lot of different things. They have so much power behind them. So now let's close out with this article here. I want to close out with some gold news. You know, I love doing the precious metals news. I enjoy it very thoroughly. It says here, gold is poised for new all-time highs in 2024. This is coming from the World Gold Council, who we just heard from the other day as well. They have a lot to say about gold going back to highs. I do agree with that. I do. Gold's push above $2,000 in the last few weeks of 2023 could herald an even bigger move in 2024, according to the latest report from the World Gold Council. In its 2024 outlook, WGC analysts said they see 3 potential scenarios that would impact gold prices next year. In a recent interview with Kitco News, Joseph Cavatani, North America market strategist at the WGC, said that much of the what happens in gold will be driven by the Federal Reserve and its potential rate cuts. So very similar to what they were saying the other day. I think they want to drive this point home. But I do see 2024 being a very bullish year for precious metals. If gold goes up, silver is going to go up. I foresee a lot more promotion of silver. There's been a lot of silver article writers, new ones, new silver content creators. It's much more affordable. People like it. They can have a bigger bar of silver at a lower price than you can have a bigger bar of gold. The people really, really like that. Plus, silver just looks beautiful. You have it you see it in person. I think more of that's going to happen. So I think that's going to add to everything as well. Silver price going up. Gold, I hope to see more of those banks go down. Right now, they're struggling, and my ideas on that. I'm just waiting on that to happen. It's very interesting that palladium is down so much, and is around where platinum's price is, which is shocking to me. I expect palladium to skyrocket in 2024. I do. So right now, looking at it, I'm gonna say, whoa, this is interesting. So now that you have that information, what are you going to do with it? I know what I'm going to do with it. Tomorrow we'll do silver news. We'll lay off the gold for a couple of days. We'll do silver, and then maybe the next day we'll do platinum. So now that you have that information, what are you going to do with it? I know what I'm going to do with it. So until next time, everybody, let's get to the money.